Hey!
Ho, 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 Nick.
Ho, ho, ho. Don't call me a ho, Greg.
Aw,
Hey there, beer
come on.
tubers. Ho there,
I'm the
beer
ho.
tubers. Ho, ho, ho there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host, Maxwell Star, and three co-hosts over here. 1, 2, 3. You see them? Kind of co-host or guest co-host.
I'm a guest
You like
co-host.
them anyway. They're always the same ones sometimes. We're doing a festive episode of BYOBA101. So it's bring your own beer on BA101. It's a kind of a Solstice, Festivus, Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever kind of beer you can get edition. Or if you can't get a Christmas beer or a holiday seasonal, just get yourself a winter beer and join the fun. So we've got 4 people here, 4 different beers. Let's get started with who we have with us, starting with, of course, Greg.
Hey, Nick, do you like my ball? It's big and white.
Quit flopping your ball around your face.
Are you saying I
Sorry.
only have one ball?
Well, listen, things happen. There's accidents, right?
At least he's got a very long shaft on that toque.
I mean, if I lived it, well, I mean, it's pretty thick.
It's
too.
pretty long, Greg.
Although I think it's not as thick as yours.
Long but thin.
But listen, you know what? I took a trip up to Alberta, and I think one of them's still stuck up inside me. It's really cold up there. So R.I.P. Dan's testicles.
Yeah.
Dan and Jamie's testicles.
Oh, poor Jamie. I feel Jamie has 3 of them though, so he's probably okay.
Well,
Because he's a real man.
Man. All right, Greg. Speaking of being a real man, what did you bring for a beer?
I was gonna say, if you want to, the only real man on this show right now is Lady Lee. The rest of us are not men. But anyways, all for the half man I am. I brought. Well, it was voted on by Mr. Nick and Mr. Lee, and Nick actually managed to guess it because I guess how many Christmas beers are there that are 14%? So this is this year's Santa Claus. It's so I forget what the shtick with this one is. It's kind of hard to read. I also don't. Yeah, so I think the shtick is they brew it on the 6th of December, but I think they brew it on the 6th of December last year, and then they aged this one, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe there's an aged version. I might be wrong, but anyway, that's some of the shtick is they brew it on.
Sounds about right. Like, and December 6th.
This is like really difficult to read, even for my pretty good eyes.
I think in the Catholic calendar or something like that, or something. This December 6th is the feast of St. Nicholas or something. So that's actually the day for Santa.
Yeah, which is Nicholas. like I'm Polish, and like you're supposed to get like a little gift on that day, like just like candy or something like that. Like it's kind of a tradition. But yeah, so I could barely read this, but yeah, it's brewed on December 6th of last year. Then they age it for 10 months, but they don't seem to specify whether it's in barrels. I think it's just they let it sit. I don't know if they necessarily barrel age it or anything. So yeah, but anyway, that's what this beer is all about, and it's had it for. Oh wait, we're not in history yet, so that's it. That's it. I'm having a good night, Nick.
14% Doppelbock.
14%.
Found the story on it. It's brewed only once a year on December 6th. It's aged for 10 months before bottling. They say the beer is perhaps the rarest in the world. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I would not say that at all.
None of it's in Ontario.
It's a shelf turd at the LCBO.
What's a shelf turd? I'm going to have to get you 71 at some point. Anyway, all right. Thank you, Greg. I remember having that one time, and I remember it being quite awesome, and I got really drunk that night. So it was good times. All right. So move over to Lady Lee with the cute antlers.
I was wearing my other hat, but the bells are driving me crazy on it. So I was like, I know I have something else that's a little bit easier and easier to wear with headphones on.
It's like not easier when you don't have bells in your face.
And I have like my Christmas shirt on. I have the one that I was showing you guys last time. This is the one when I was like, Christmas beer, and I was like, Christmas shirt.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Of course.
Can we see the shirt again?
Boobs in front of you guys. I think you'll remember.
Was that wait, is that mistletoe right in the middle of your chest, or is it?
No.
Oh.
So I didn't have much to select from because the LCBO downtown didn't have much. So my first one that I grabbed was the Great Lakes Brewery Winter Ale because it said winter on it. But then I was like, that doesn't seem Christmassy enough, but I'll grab it just in case. And the next choice I made was ginger snap cookie. It doesn't look very Christmassy, but ginger snap cookies are pretty Christmassy. And that was good. And then I was like, I'm going to take one more trip and hope for the best. I got Busted Sled Gingerbread Stout.
Wow.
So I figured that was a good Christmassy beer for this, because the other two were Christmas related, but not very Christmassy. So that is what I picked.
Sounds actually quite good.
You just cuvee them all.
No, I'm having one drink tonight, and that's it.
All right, actually, that sounds pretty interesting. And I remember the Tales from the Pumpkin Patch Porter or something they made was really good too, if I recall correctly. And so
The first year they made it was really good. After that, it kind of
whatever, Greg. All right, let's go over to we have Mr. Lee of High Tide and Vibe. How are you doing tonight, there, Mr. Lee?
You see Santa Claus tonight. You better run, boy. You better run for your life.
Pretty good.
Can we just appreciate how we're all dressed up but Lee?
Well, no one told me we're supposed to dress up for this shit.
We didn't. We all just showed up
We have
dressed
to
up.
be told.
Like
I'm the
Nick was putting-
I'm the ghost of Christmas future.
oh my God, you're our future.
I just thought your name worked perfect because
This is
it's
what-
like
this
the
is what-
asshole who doesn't feel like participating.
Yeah.
This is what
This is what we're going to turn out like if we're not careful, kind of thing.
Exactly, ghost of Christmas future. That's what I'm saying. You don't want
I
to
have-
be me.
I have 10 years. Okay, we're good.
Right. All right, Lee, and what'd you bring with you tonight?
All right, so this was in the sort of Christmas specials section of my NSLC. It's from Dartmouth's Brightwood Brewery, and this is their Christmas on Portland Street. And it is a raspberry porter in that it is their regular porter, which I guess is heavy on chocolate malts, that has been aged on raspberries for some amount of time. I don't know how much time, they don't really say, but yeah, it's at 5.5% alcohol by volume, and that is what I picked.
Nice. Actually, sounds really good if aged on. I'm looking forward to hearing about that. All right. Thank you, Lee. And I'm going to actually, you know what? I'm going to put myself up here, but we're going to listen to somebody else talk first because we actually have a digital beard with us tonight.
Oh
boy.
Who's also not dressed up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got the beard and the red's a Christmas color.
I mean, he already kind of looks like a dollar store Santa anyways.
I wish Santa.
So, yeah, this is your Santa you got off the
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Took me a second to get that, but
I'm
What
just happy
do
to
you
about it.
intend, people of the analysis? Good times. First off, how are you, Nick?
Hi, I'm good. Fuck you, Greg.
Hope you're doing well. If you said bad, then I hope you're doing better, I guess, kind of thing. Good times.
Weird.
The beer I brought for today, whatever time it happens to be when people are watching this kind of thing, is a beer called Come On. Come over for the holidays. It's a Belgian style Christmas ale, 10% from Soda City, from Gravenhurst, Ontario. And I bought this during some weird barrel aged sale they had like a year. This is from 2020. November 15th, 2020. So it's a Belgian ale and it's aged. Should be a good time. I hope. No.
Jesus, brings it 2 years.
He's really losing it.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of losing
he
it,
was probably about 4 or 5 beers in when he recorded that.
he's enjoying his night off or something, was he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so what did I bring tonight? I'll give you one guess what the brewery is. It really doesn't need to take much imagination, but I got another cool beer from Trailway.
Oh, I've never heard of Trailway.
This is Mary Very.
Very, very.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
very,
got a
very.
Grinch on it. Sue him.
Got the Grinch on it. White chocolate orange stout. And it's made with generous additions of freshly roasted cocoa nibs from McGuire Chocolate. What else can I say about it without giving up? And they type the explanation. Oh, it's got notes of chocolate and vanilla. Yeah, dude, I'm about to review this. So, all right. So, yeah, white chocolate orange stout. So I'm kind of looking forward to this because I've seen this before. I don't think this is the first year that they've released it. It's the first year my camera hasn't been able to focus on it. 5% ABV, and so it's like a white stout. Like white stout's kind of like malty, but it's not dark in color like your typical stout. But it's orange and chocolate, like a Terry's chocolate orange. So interesting. I'm looking forward to trying that too. So let's look at the comments. Not that there's any to look at.
No, we got nothing.
Whoa, there's so many. I can't handle it.
Whoa. Overload.
Whoa, so many comments. Stop commenting so fast.
All right, if anybody's out there watching, there's 2 viewers, so if anybody's out there watching, feel free to drop us a line. Let us know what you're drinking. Are you drinking any holiday or Christmas beers? Let us know.
Tell us how big your Christmas balls are.
Sure. Speaking of Christmas balls, let's go over to Greg and say, Greg, what's your history with this beer?
My history of this beer is, I was just looking at it. So it was already untapped on my famous night of 500 beers. So it means I had it before November 1st, 2014. And then I apparently kept some to age. I don't remember doing this, but apparently I did. I cellared a 2013 for 1 year, and then I cellared 2013 for 2 years. And for whatever reason, hold on. I seem to like it as it aged because it lost its sweetness. Now, I remember this beer being like disgusting sweet, and I'm somebody who doesn't like sweet beers. Okay, I'm not getting to my review this year, but in the past, I remember it has been just like liquid candy, and it's always been a little too much for me. I mean, I enjoy the 14%. I enjoy the warming alcohol, but I've always found this to be a very, very much a dessert beer, very much a Dan beer. Will it be like that this year? Who knows?
Ooh, spooky.
Ooh.
Look at my 70s couch, same couch from Black Christmas, or same pattern from Black Christmas.
Nice.
The covers being washed because one of my animals decided to make urine on it.
Oh no!
How rude! I think it may have been one of the damn cats, but I don't know. Anyways,
may all your Christmases be golden, sir.
Yeah. Well, we're all getting golden showers for Christmas.
Oh, you want to get that out before any kind of cat pee starts to smell, because Jesus, that stuff stinks.
Well, that's the thing is, I mean, it's not typical of my dogs to piss on a couch, so I assume it's the cats, but it didn't smell like cat piss. It just smelled like it smelled like walking into a bathroom that hasn't been cleaned for a day or two. So it's like, so I got that washed. So now this is the pattern of this fucking 50-year-old couch, probably more than 50 years old.
Yeah, I noticed your couch is all like faded on the back, and then it's not faded on the top.
This couch is in so bad shape. I'm like sinking into it. It's like we want to get it redone, but it's they want like 6 or 7 G's to redo it.
That's not worth it.
He has the murder couch.
I kind of want to do it, but yeah, just because it is an antique, but that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
But anyway, yes, I do have the murder money. Murder couch.
Murder money.
I might have murder money too.
Who are you hiring to kill people?
No, they're hiring me. I'm the murderer.
Oh, you're the murder money. You get the murder money.
Look, I even got the shark from Jaws because I forgot to put on an albino rhino shirt today.
What the fuck?
Not saying nothing, but that couch probably had somebody say, Agnes, it's me, Billy.
Well, I mean, there's a reasonable chance that my grandparents had sex on this couch at some point. Maybe even conceived my dad. Who knows?
All right, Lee, your turn. What's your history with your beer?
I have no history with this beer. I have had a couple from Big Rig because I know we did review one. I might have had one in passing, but I don't really have a history. I just like the can, and it looked like Christmas, so that's why I got it. That is my history.
Let's get this
gonna-
sexy looking pan. Actually, that looks really cool.
Man, when Nick turns to the side, he almost looks like Chad.
What?
Ooh. Why? Because
Yeah,
you get the white hair.
Yeah, when you when you're off to the side. Anyway, you can watch the replay later.
Right.
Don't listen to
Anyway,
Greg.
I'm gonna let Lady Lee just continue to model the can while she's.
Well, now that beer is sold out in North Bay.
Like Fruity.
All right.
When I
All
see
right,
this
let's-
bottle.
All right, let's go to the other Lee. And Lee, what's your history with this beer?
My dear Santa Claus, this year I have behaved very well. I have been obedient and have studied very much. For that reason, please try to bring me these toys. A toy automobile, a submarine, a football, a bat, roller skates, a scooter, a cannon, a rocket,
The cannon.
a bicycle, an atomic laboratory, a machine gun. Ooh. Ooh.
I have no history of this beer.
Machine gun. I like how the machine gun was just thrown in there. Like I
I
don't.
want a machine
It's
gun.
what every
Yeah,
healthy
that's
young American boy needs in their life.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I just thought it
ho,
was
ho,
funny.
ho, I have a machine gun.
I thought it was
Alright.
funny too. That's why I played the clip, Lee.
That's why I was just saying. I appreciate that you shared it because I also thought it was funny.
I appreciate that you appreciate that I shared it.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Aw. All right,
Angel.
get room.
Fuck off.
All right, so
Fuck off.
boom. Oh, Lee's apparently presenting.
No. Do not.
The way I can-
Looks like Leah's newscaster giving us a story about the crazy ginger that shut up the place.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm broadcasting the worst possible news ever.
Wish Santa got very mad at the mall.
Oh. All right. So here we go.
History. This brewery, Sawdust City, was for quite some time like my favorite brewery in the world. COVID, I don't know what really happened as far as how it hit them, but they just stopped releasing cool beers on a frequent basis like they used to. Like Bellwoods has now become kind of my go-to badass Ontario brewery, I guess you want to say. These guys though, like they're releasing a new beer every week for 2 years or so for some like mail order subscription service you could do. The Pickup 52, they're all based on the cards, something like that. But this one, the Belgian ale, and it's Christmas ale. So I don't know, Christmas spiced yeast. This should be interesting.
Fun stuff.
I had a Christmas Belgian ale
Mm.
when we did the bring your own beer for show and tell. There's show and tell.
Mm.
Yes, I brought a Christmas beer because it just said Christmas on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that looks kind of nice.
It does.
Yeah, for a white steak.
Next reflection.
Smells good. Yeah, this is the first time I'm having Very Merry from Trailway. I was actually just poking around on their Untapped to see when did they release this. Like, I could have sworn this came out last year, but I could also be wrong because I remember there being some kind of like Christmas beer or holiday beer that I couldn't get or I didn't get a chance to get when it came out last year, and I could have sworn it was this. Yes, it is. So it came out December of last year. So it's a white/golden stout. Anyway, I love the label. It's got the Grinch on it. But is it any good? Well, wait and see. All right. So we have a one comment. I might as well read it. We'll have we've got beers for days. in the chat.
Beers for days.
Cheers, beers.
Cheers. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Happy Festivus.
Festivus. Winter solstice.
For the rest of us. Happy Halloween. It's still Halloween.
Mm.
Also spells.
I hope you have many charcuterie boards in your future.
Oh, delicious
And pasta.
charcuterie boards.
No, none of that antipasto bullshit.
Can you get like a board that's half charcuterie, half antipasto? Like
No, you can't. Can't mix them. Can't mix
It's either
them.
one or the other.
Yeah, and it's obviously charcuterie.
There's a wow. There's
no,
a
I like cheese, so antipasto for the win.
I can just have cheese on the side and still enjoy my charcuterie board. Thank you very much.
Yeah, then you have to order more. Versus I order just one thing, and that's
hey,
it.
I'm not putting a price on my pleasure. Thank you very much. So I might just order some more.
Everything. You're just making it more complicated.
It's not complicated. What is complicated?
You just say antipasto board or antipasto plate, and then be like, oh yeah, sure. Here's cheese with it. Instead of being like, I need a board and I need the cheese to be on the side.
So I'm gonna say I only ever hear antipasto when it comes to weddings. Like at a restaurant, whenever they have said board, it's almost always a charcuterie board. Now I will say the ones at restaurants almost always come with some form of cheese, so perhaps they're not the true charcuterie boards. I don't know.
We can allow it,
but I'm just saying that's what they generally call them at restaurants here in the Toronto area. But I don't care. I say call it whatever you want. I would happily eat either of your boards.
Thank you.
It's what I was brought up with. So when everyone was talking about charcuterie boards, I'm like, what the fuck's a charcuterie board? And they would tell me, I'm like, so it's like antipasto.
No.
Like you're having antipastos or
You're the worst Italian. Stop it. Oh, we got another. We got to save that comment.
Oh yeah, I mean technically he's being a part of the show, so hopefully I'm making the right choice with next week's beer because I think we had spoken to Dan about it.
Yeah, get your fucking shit straight, Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? You're in a frozen hellhole right now. You got nowhere to go. You want to stay away from your family because I'm sure you're sick of them at this point. So just lock yourself up in your fucking streaming room or wherever the fuck it is and get the goddamn beer and show up next week.
Hopefully, I think the reason why Alberta is so cold right now is because of they want to make sure the thing doesn't escape.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's just good logic.
Near Arctic base Calgary,
you don't want that freaking thing escaping. He kills dogs. We don't like that.
Oh, there he is.
Do you actually have a beard?
What was that? What were you saying? What were you saying here? I heard something.
Wait, Dan, do you actually have a beer?
Do I actually have a beer?
Well, Christmas beer.
Actually have a beer.
All his beers are Christmas beers all year round.
Let's bring Dan on here and let him tell us about what he's got.
I bet you it's something peppermint.
You're probably
to answer your question, yes, it's fucking cold here. Yes, the traffic sucks. I just got rear-ended by a BMW, but I'm here and I'm here to share Night of the Living Gingerbread.
Nice. I like that.
So, this is a 9% beer by Flying Monkeys. And, I don't know how far into the show you are.
We gave her histories. We show what beers we had. And that was it. We were just kind of like in that little lull period. The shit with the comments. And 3 viewers there. Just feel free to leave some comments so we can
have conversations.
I would personally like to just say thank you to Dan for joining us, Dan, because I just feel people don't say thank you enough for stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Dan, you're welcome. By the way,
no, actually, you are welcome.
Is Nick's laugh an intentional Santa laugh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what kind of a shot that was, but if it missed, it hit somebody else with the redhead behind me.
I can't quite get the Santa Claus bit to the albino rhino standards, but
we got another Albertan in the chat basement saying, "Hi, Dan.
Hi, Jamie. Hopefully you're staying warm way up north."
Supposedly there's like a storm coming tomorrow.
A storm?
Like a big storm coming tomorrow.
Oh yeah, gonna ruin Christmas Eve festivities.
Which is fine with me.
Because there's no place to go. Snort some blows.
Blue Dogs is closed. Blue Dogs is closed Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day.
Wow.
Really?
So
Blue Dog doesn't like money.
So Lee's got
it's not that busy on Christmas. We're not like a family restaurant. So it's not
really? Okay.
Yeah. Like it's not like places that are busy are gonna be like Burger World and those family restaurants and like
Ah.
Boston Pizza and that kind of place. But he doesn't open for Christmas because he wants everyone to be able to have the chance to go home.
He
And
just
same with,
say
like,
he hates
Boxing Day.
Jesus. It's fine.
And same with like
Jesus.
I think we worked Christmas Eve and it wasn't that busy the one year I worked it. Again, it's because we're not a family restaurant. Like it's not family.
Hates,
like it's
hates
a bar
families.
restaurant.
Hates Jesus.
So
We
like,
don't
is
have
there
a
like,
kid.
is there like live strippers there and stuff?
There's live bands.
Oh, okay.
So the 23rd, we're like gonna be stupidly busy, and then yeah, we have 3 days off. And he
Sweet.
doesn't do anything for New Year's either because he hates New Year's.
Wow.
Man,
He's a very hateful fellow, this Lou Dog.
He doesn't hate Christmas. Christmas is more he wants to everyone like give his employees a chance to be home with their family.
Yeah.
So I think that's nice, and I appreciate that.
So he hates everyone but his employees.
Yeah. And New Year's is because he's done too many New Year's parties that he's like done with it. Like all they do is cause more of a stress.
Yeah,
than
I
they're worth.
imagine there's a lot of drunken individuals on New Year's.
Yeah. And again, we're not a big place, so it's just a lot of chaos that happens in a small space.
awesome.
And see where they got the. Okay, according to this, last year's Mary Berry was made using coffee. What about this year's?
This year's you have to guess.
My writing is on an angle and it's on the edge of the can, so I can't see when this was canned or made, and it's backwards. Like it's very poorly done.
Terrible.
And I'm trying to figure out when it's done because I have comments about it.
So, Greg, what 14% beer did you bring?
I had actually what I think would be a good Dan beer because it is quite sweet. It is Santa Claus Classic. It is a beer made in a product of Austria, brewed on the 6th of December, 2021, and then aged for 10 months before they release it.
Ooh. I haven't seen that in this area for a while. And thank you for letting me know, Greg.
You're welcome. I appreciate when people are polite and, say thank you. It's nice.
Jesus Christ.
It makes you
appreciate that
feel
you're
good.
saying- I appreciate that you feel that way, Greg. And thank you for being that way.
You know what?
Dan.
You know what, Dan? Thank you for being on the show tonight.
Well, thank you, Lee, for recognizing that.
You're welcome.
And Nick, I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick, for hosting.
I just want to show you I'm drinking a Trailway. We're having a
that's-
merry, very time.
Wow.
We're not a Grinch that can't take. Thank you for.
You know what? Thank you, Trailway, for making that beer for Nick to drink.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank the fine people at Brightwood Brewery in Dartmouth for making this beer, Christmas on Portland Street, which is a raspberry porter.
Ooh. And Lady Lee, thank you for wearing those antlers. That's amazing. What did you bring?
Thank you to Big Rig for making this busted sled gingerbread stout.
Oh, so we got 2 gingerbreads. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for making me not feel so alone with gingerbread.
You're welcome.
Jamie is probably watching and not
You're
getting
welcome.
the inside joke here, so we'll tell him at some point and he'll thank us.
Yeah, and Jamie, when you do thank us, you're welcome, buddy.
Jesus Christ.
I feel a little attacked on this, but that's okay. Thank you for recognizing.
Oh shit!
No, Dan, we're thanking with you, not against you.
Yeah, but you're welcome, Dan.
Alrighty.
Oh God! All right.
All right. So I guess we've been talking for a while. Do we want to start maybe giving some thoughts on
Greg.
these things, or
Greg, what's your opinion on your beer?
Yeah.
My opinion on my
Okay.
beer is that
let's all listen to Greg's opinion on something?
I was gonna say you got Dan up there for a second. I know we look exactly the same, but still, we're different people, Nick. He doesn't have the murder couch.
Hey, Greg.
Nick has horrible face
Thanks
blindness.
for the invite.
You're welcome, Jamie.
You're welcome, Jamie.
You're welcome, Jamie.
All you had to do is get a Christmas beer, and Nick is pretty loose on the rules. You could have just gotten a black lager and been like, this is Christmassy.
You could have had a glass full of Swish with some mistletoe in it.
Yeah, come on, Jamie. Just put some cinnamon in a Molson Canadian. There you go. Anyways, my beer is going down very smoothly. So, like I said, I always found this beer to be ridiculously sweet. Granted, it's been a few years since I've had it. I don't find it to be that sweet anymore. It still does go towards the sweet spectrum, but it's not to the point where I don't want to drink it anymore. Like, I would have trouble finishing a bottle of this in the past, and now it's like, this is my second bottle. I bought of this year, and
He's losing his taste buds.
I mean, that's probably true, but I could definitely see like you get a 6-pack of this, share it with a few friends, and you guys are wasted because you don't realize how much alcohol is in it. Because it does go down just like ridiculously smooth. As Mr. Gee would say, it's full of orange candy.
Yes.
Before he swallows his hot dog poutine.
Straight from Costco.
Okay, I'm like terrible. I have really bad short-term memory. What type of beer do you have again?
Oh, I have the Santa Claus Classic. It is essentially a Doppelbock or maybe a triple bock that they brew on December the 6th, and then they age it for 10 months. They lager it. I don't know if this is actually a lager or not, but Bock is a lager, is it not? Yeah,
Doppelbock is a lager. Yeah,
probably why I couldn't remember it because I couldn't figure out what you were saying.
A lot of people don't know what I'm saying. My wife has gone through that problem for 15 years. It is what it is. Like
the duck has reindeer antlers.
Oh yeah, it does.
Look
at that.
Understanding what you're saying and wondering what the hell you're talking about.
We'll discuss my duck reindeer fetishes on another show, but so yeah, I'm actually quite enjoying this beer. There's really not much I can rate this against. Like, it doesn't really seem like a Doppelbock to me, even though it might technically be that, or a triple bock, whatever you want to call it. But I don't know. Let's say it's a really high ABV lager. I mean, I can't really fault this beer. It is quite tasty. Like, for style, I got to go with. Let's go with a 9. I mean, it's not completely blowing me away, but I'm quite enjoying this beer. So style 9, we'll say maybe there's a little bit of room for maybe a little less sweetness or something like that for my own. But I guess that also falls in my personal preference. My enjoyment of this beer right now, I'm gonna give it a solid 8. I'm not like. I don't feel the need to go and get more of this. I much would prefer a stout, or like if we're going with this kind of alcohol, like a triple IPA or something, as long as it's not a hazy. But this is really good. And I think this is $6 a bottle, so it's not super cheap, but it's a small bottle. But I mean, if you're willing to spend like $20 on, less than $20 on 3 bottles, and you just want to get completely wasted for the night, this will do it for you. So yeah, there you go. That's my weekend plan. Get wasted on 3 of these.
Did you get the dog tags with it as well, or?
I'm sorry, did I what?
Did the dog tags with it as well? They used to come with little metal tags.
Oh, as well, no, I've never seen that at all. Like I've had it. So in my history, I was saying the first time I had this was like, probably 2013 was the first time I had it. I've never seen that. It's hit and miss. It shows up some years at the LCBO. It doesn't show up other years. I've never seen dog tags with it, but that would be kind of cool, actually. I mean, I love having more crap that I don't need.
I was trying to find mine. I found my JD ones, but I can't find the other ones, so I got to try and look for those. When I find them, I'll take a picture and send it to you.
Well, thank you, Dan, for taking the time to look. I appreciate that.
Well, you're more than welcome, Greg. I was listening intently while I was doing it, so thank you for talking.
All right, so you can thank him later. Let's move over to the next person.
Wow.
All right, thanks, Greg.
Wow.
Let's go over to Lady Lily, who thankfully
just disappeared.
No, but the cheetah she skinned is right.
Oh, she spilled. She spilled on herself.
Oh, sorry.
Jamie, I'll expect a gift of that tomorrow.
No, that's Lee. Go back to what you were doing.
You're okay. We needed a little bit of an intro.
Your shirt's still dirty. You really need to clean it some more.
Yeah, while standing up.
I'm happy you guys are turned on by me wiping beer off my shirt. Thank you.
Yes, we
I have
are.
not been
You're just
sexualized.
two good things, ladies
Well,
and beer.
We're
Come
all
on.
thankfully being festive.
Don't
here,
tell
so-
us what our fetishes are. Don't tell us how to be horny.
All right.
I haven't been sexualized enough already. I'm sexualized while I wipe my shirt down. That's good.
All right. So, Laylee,
Fair
what do you think of your beer?
Okay, so I don't know why I do this myself. A lot of themed beers tend to be stouts, and it just makes me angry. But I took one for the team and did it anyway because it was a Christmas beer.
Yeah.
So it tastes like a stout. There's a very stoutiness to it, and there's a stout flavor to it. And you guys all know how much I fucking love stout flavor. So there is a light hint of gingerbread to it. I had a little bit left in my can, and I was trying to warm it up because I realized I just took this one out of the fridge. And I find these ones, like, you get more flavor when they're warmer than versus cold, like right fresh out of the fridge. So I was getting that gingerbread taste with that. When it's cold, it's just not there. Like, I can't really taste it as much. Then again, I just taste stout when I drink these. So I get that lovely yeasty wonderfulness that is so wonderful.
Okay.
So, like, even the smell, like, that's why I was checking the date on my can, because I know it was on the shelf. Like, I know they're not refrigerated at the LCBO downtown. They're just left on the shelf, which is very unfortunate. But I was trying to see the date on it because I'm wondering if, like, the flavors kind of disappeared, because I don't smell the gingerbread as much. Like, it's a very light. I guess it's a very light smell.
I'd say with the stout, not likely that they would, but if it was one that happened to have been sitting on the shelf for a year, maybe, and they never took it off, that would be a problem.
I can't see the can. I'm trying to look to see if I can find a date. Like I said, it's like backwards and shit, and it's printed at the edge of the can, so it's all fucked up, the date. And I think it might be, I don't know. I can't see anything. I have a 2811, and then there's 2253, so I don't think that's the date. And it says packed on. Oh, it might be? No. Why would it say 53? I'm confused. I guess it was November 11th. Okay. So I think it's just a lighter flavor when it comes to gingerbread. So it's like an accent versus like a full-on flavor. And I do taste it on the occasion. Like, I'll take these little tiny sips and I'll get it. So it's a more of a stout with like a light flavoring to it. My cats are fighting.
That's what
Is that
cats do.
sirens?
It's a good thing someone called the cops on them. That's good.
Yeah.
Actually, I watched someone get
Cat
pulled
fight.
in a stretcher today. Come out on a
Oh,
stretcher today.
Great, a
Awesome.
murder and another injury, and
Yeah.
okay, that's
Yeah.
a lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah. So style wise, I think I'm gonna go. I'm really bad at styling stouts. This one seems to have like a decent body to it. Sexualizing my beer now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It seems like smooth when it goes down. Like, it's very nice on the palate, like feeling wise. So I would say I would just say 7.5, because there is that light taste of gingerbread, but it's like not enough that it's obvious. Like, I find like I have to force myself to take these tiny sips to like get that flavor out instead of taking like a big sip. Then again, it's also a very like, it's colder right now, so I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and not give it too low, and then not go too high because the gingerbread's not there as much as I'd like it to be. Personal preference. I'm drinking it. It says that it's a strong beer, and I just don't know why I giggled, but it was like 5.6, because I feel like every other beer I grab is like higher than that. So,
It's not a real stout. It's a baby stout.
Whoa.
Whoa! Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
Do you have
Wow.
a fucking mountain lion in there?
Yeah,
Jesus.
really.
I was gonna say the crowd is very against you tonight.
Yeah, like there's no need for cat calling. Come on.
Personal preference. I don't hate it. I don't. My issue is like I don't mind the initial flavor. It's the aftertaste that really gets to me. Like it's that I don't like. It's just there's that very like bitterness taste. Like it's just you could feel it and it lingers for a while. So that kind of prevents me from wanting to drink it because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have that taste in my mouth. So but like the actual taste is not that bad. So I'm gonna give it a 7 for personal preference.
So what was it again? Sorry.
7.5 for
style.
Yeah, and 7 for personal preference.
Gotcha. All right. Blame the ADHD. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can't get by without saying thanks after all. So let's
thank you for having me front and center for a moment and let everyone watch me wipe my shirt down.
Anytime.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So let's go over to Mr. Lee and see how'd that raspberry porter turn out.
Not bad. So they say it's their base porter that they use, and they however long they have it sit on raspberries to age a little bit. I assume it's real raspberries and not like a puree or anything, because it does have a really authentic kind of unsweetened tart raspberry thing going on. You can get a little bit in the nose. Mostly the nose is chocolate malt. Smells like kind of like milk chocolate. Little hint of raspberry in that. As it warms up in the glass and you're drinking it, the raspberry does come out a lot more. It's kind of doing the same thing that Lady Lee's beer was doing, in the sense that it's accenting the beer more than it is like taking it over or anything like that. And I think that's a good thing, because this base porter that they claim they put on this, it tastes more like it's a base stout that is like super dry and super roasty, because the finish of this is pretty roasty, like almost char to the point where it's like burnt French fries. So there's a little bit of an off note on it, but as you're drinking it and you've got that raspberry kind of like bouncing up next to it, it works. It takes enough of that char away that it actually works. It's pretty thin, but overall it's pretty good. It's all right. It's nothing that's wowing me or anything like that. Like, I'm not super blown away by it, but it's a tasty enough little beer. Probably could stand to just be on raspberries for maybe a few months longer or something than what they do with this. I don't know what they could actually do with this to make it. Maybe stick it in a barrel or something. I don't know. That seems to be the go-to whenever make it taste better. Let's put it in a barrel. They'll do it. But yeah, no, it's all right. It's nothing super special. It's just like a slight variation on their porter, I guess. I've never had their actual porter, so I can't really attest to that. Hopefully I'll have it at some point and I can see if their porter is really just like a burnt French fried stout that's too thin, because it feels like that might be what it is. But yeah, this is all right. Style wise, flavored ale, flavored porter / stout, whatever you want to call it. I'd say it's about a 6.5. There's nothing super special with the raspberries. If anything, it's the raspberries are what's making it drinkable. My own personal preference, I'd throw a 6.5 at it again. It's one of those things where it's like not necessarily going to go and buy it again, but if someone handed it to me, I'd be like, yeah, thank you. I'd be like, thank you very much, and they'd say, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm very thankful for that.
Well,
thank you for that review.
Wonderful.
You know what, guys? I must say, my friends, this time of year, you're welcome.
Thank you for being a friendly.
All right,
when
so Thanksgiving came out. Come on again.
Thanks. Right. All right. Thanks, Lee. Let's go over to Dan, who we're thankful that you showed up in time.
Well, I'm thankful that I was a little bit late, but
you're thankful that the asshole just didn't quite rear-end you.
Yeah, because they had a shitty car. So this beer, I've never heard it. I know you guys really didn't hear about it or anything else like that either. But
I don't think I
bear
ever know.
with me here. They've come with fiery memories of nightmarish ovens seared into their souls. They've come in to reclaim their limbs so carelessly cannibalized by the hordes of holiday helpers who cheerfully pluck their eyes and lick their bellies. Ew, gross. They've come for you. So, drinking this beer, I was kind of wondering one thing. Where's the ginger? And looking at this beer and the ingredients, my answers are there is none.
What?
Because I've got brew editions of cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, special editions of whole Epic North coffee beans, cinnamon, and vanilla extract. I don't see any cinnamon in the beer, or not cinnamon, but ginger in the beer. Wow. But at the same point in time, I 9%, it goes down really smoothly. Flying Monkeys knows how to mask their alcohol quite nicely. Now I like to see, if you call it a gingerbread, put fucking ginger in it, for God's sakes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the first time I've seen this, but at least they're not saying it's natural and artificial flavors like some other breweries. Looking at you, New Level, and your other stuff, which will be ramped later on. But it's good. It's going down really quickly, but I'm missing the ginger out of it. So for a style that it has, I was going to rate it higher, but at the same point in time, I'm kind of dropping it down a little bit. So it's going to be a 7 for style. If it had ginger in it, and if it had sort of like a breadiness in it or anything else, I would have understood that, and I would have actually given it a higher mark. Enjoyability, it's going down beautifully. Nutmeg, allspice, and cinnamon, we're talking almost like an eggnog kind of flavor here. And I mean, it's an imperial gingerbread latte. So the latte is there, and they got the coffee there, but they just don't have everything. They don't have that goddamn ginger. Guys, seriously, ginger.
It's like, Dan, I never thought you'd have so many problems with ginger. With a ginger. I mean,
Whoa.
That's what she
Thank
said.
you for that comment, Nick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you for taking this off the rails.
Thank you for that Freudian slip there, Nick.
And don't worry, Dan. If you don't have enough ginger in your life, there'll be some on shortly, because we got virtual ginger.
Oh,
we
even
do.
better.
He's next.
Well, you know what? I'll try and just shake some into here. Thank you for reminding me that we have virtual ginger.
Right.
Anyways,
So
enjoyability, I'm going to give this actually an 8.5. I really do like it. It's going down quickly, but the style is a 7. You don't put ginger in it. Come on, guys. Like, fucking put ginger in it. Give me a gingerbread fucking latte. So, anyways.
yeah, I mean that's pretty much what you should have.
Yeah. Marianne
I'm gonna call it a friggin' ginger beer, you know.
Exactly.
Plus you
I
got
mean,
some
they might have
goddamn
put it, but
ginger
they might have done it, and they might have forgotten about putting ginger in it. But I don't know. I mean, I had a beer that was they said a passion fruit ale, but they didn't list passion fruit on there. But it said it made with real passion fruit, but there was no passion fruit in the ingredients. So I don't know. People are really fucking up on their ingredients, if you ask me.
Wow.
Anyway.
Thank you for being honest.
You're welcome.
All right. So thank you, Dan.
welcome.
Let's go over to our favorite virtual beard here.
Wish Santa Claus.
Samichlaus?
Oh, sure, why not?
Wish Santa Claus.
This beer is kind of amazing and delicious, and super chocolatey. I don't know. They're not getting any kind of, it says Belgian style Christmas ale on it. Usually Belgian style is a thing that makes people want to throw up and too much yeasty flavors. This is just chocolate and Christmas spice.
Has he never had Belgian chocolate before?
Like, I get 0 Belgian anything off of this beer. And there's like 10%. This comes across as like 6, maybe. I'm pretty sure next time I stand up, I'm going to fall and break my face off some potential metal object.
See, he's already 3 sheets to the wind.
So good. Style wise, I don't even know what the hell a Belgian style Christmas ale is. So I'll give an 8.5. Why not? Enjoyment though, this is easily a 10.
Belgian style Christmas ale.
The flavors and the Christmas spices and everything are just
Christmas show.
Delicious.
He's drunk.
Delicious.
Oh, he's
What did
drunk.
you say he was gave 3 overall?
10 overall. Oh, no.
10 overall.
8.5.
Let's say 8.5. Okay.
8.5 for
You know what?
style, 10 overall.
I'm gonna replay the first start of that because I thought I heard something. There you go. Did you hear that?
Show us the penis. I did.
It was like Greg saying, "Show us the fetus" or something. It was either penis or fetus.
Greg, did you record this while you guys were watching your movie last night?
Yes, that was me. It sounded like a very distorted version of my voice, but yes.
Yeah, Greg, like what the hell? Like were you using it?
I don't know.
I am going to kidnap your puppies if you don't give me $10,000.
I don't know. I don't know if he recorded this segment or not, but he was spending like half hour trying to get the penis thing to work again so he could flash his penis. I don't know if he actually got it working or not.
I'm just wondering why.
Drunk by the end of it, looks like.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why Greg sounds all of a sudden. He sounds like the fucking tooth fairy killer from fucking Silence of the Lambs. It's like, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me hard.
A big fat woman.
So
Yeah, she's a big fat lady.
Penis.
Alrighty, so I guess oh shit, it's my turn. Oh, hi Dan. Thank you for that. Anyway, so what do I think of very, very did the Grinch steal my Christmas with this one? It's okay. I guess it's okay. It's not the best, obviously not the best Trailway. I will say it's got a very soft body on it. Like drinking this thing down, it's gone down really smooth. Taking swigs of this between the milk chocolate cocoa nibs. I'm guessing milk chocolate anyway, but like the chocolate cocoa nibs and the vanilla they've added to it, it's got this really soft texture to this thing. It's like, man, it's like super velvety smooth. It's got a nice mild chocolate taste to it, some like grainy cereal, like cereal grains and breadiness in the background. You get the sweet malt notes, of course. You got the orange on it though is a little on the muted side, like it's almost buried, dulled down underneath all that chocolate. And the like with the Terry's chocolate orange, you still get a little bit. I feel like when you eat one of those Terry's chocolate oranges, you get a little bit more of a brighter orange kind of flavor with this here. With this one here is like the orange is there, but it's almost like you have to look over. It's like taking a soft velvety down blanket or something like that and lifting up. It's like, oh, there's the fucking orange flavor. It's like it's there, but it's buried under all the other stuff. And I'm not sure. Like the post the post trail we made on it this year didn't say anything about adding coffee to it. They just said there's coffee in the finish. Last year's version of this beer did mention that they used coffee from Milltown Roasters. So I'm not sure if they did, but it tastes like there is coffee in this, but it tastes stale. Like it almost like there is like a little bit of coffee added, but it's not very like strong, and it comes off as like a stale, like almost like coffee grains, or like you're drinking the glass coffee at the bottom of the pot at the end of the day after it's been sitting there
That's the secret. It was
That
the
doesn't-
leftover
that doesn't
coffee
sound-
from last year, Nick.
gross. Yeah, well, I'm making it sound like it's not that bad. I mean, but you do get this kind of like the spent coffee kind of taste in the finish. It's even got this like almost like this weird kind of Euro hop note, like a little that funky herbalness. However, in the finish of this thing, it's got this like as I mentioned, dusty cocoa and stale coffee roast in the finish. The body, because of the smoothness, it's almost like too smooth, and it comes off a little thin. Like when you call this what I call this like a white stout. Like no, it's like a good like chocolate pale ale almost. It's just it's good. I don't know if I call it a white stout, but I like it. It's got some good flavors and it's very enjoyable. But I'm just as happy as saying, hey, I got a can of this. I drank this can of it. Probably will gravitate to other trailways in the future. So this is a style. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 for a white stout because I'm not really feeling it at all with the white stout on this thing. I've had better white stouts like Trailways. Sorry, Hammond River makes one like the Hammond River White Walker. It's like white stout made with cocoa nibs and vanilla. That's actually a pretty solid because you do get to feel like it's a bigger beer. Got that kind of color for a white stout as well as also bringing forth the body and everything. But this here leaves a bit to be desired when it comes to the body of it. However, I do really like the flavors and I'm enjoying pretty much every last drop of this beer. Otherwise, it's still a special beer. So I'm going to say 7.5 for the overall enjoyment. I like it. Don't love it. But it's pretty tasty. Like you're not gonna go wrong drinking it. It's not gonna be unpalatable, and you're still probably gonna feel like you get your money's worth. But I wouldn't necessarily. I don't feel it's a white stout. Anyway, yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. So is anybody? I noticed the PA Brew News is sitting in the chat. By the way, congratulations on the engagement there, Paul, and also happy belated birthday, I think too. But first of all, let's who wants to read the comments? Anybody? Any volunteers?
I can do that.
All right, Lee.
I got them here on my.
Thank you, Lee, for doing that for us.
You know what, Nick? You're welcome.
Awesome.
So I say this about where we left off. Jamie saying thank you 101. So there you go. Then of course we had Paul coming in saying cheers everyone, be safe, enjoy your holidays, and everyone was saying cheers Paul. Paul says they've come into the horror oven while licking their eyes, they've come on you.
Jesus.
Wow.
I think that was in response to something Dan was reading from his can, which sounded weird when he was reading it. So yeah,
it's Flying Monkeys. It always sounds weird. So
oh, Lee Russell's reading off of his new tablet.
That's right.
Fancy.
And let's see. So, Paul says he's sessioning some Bourbon County stouts variants on his night off. Is that breakfast stouts or just the regular stouts? I don't know the.
Whatever it is, they're not a bit thin.
No, yeah, they're all a bit thin apparently. Of course, he said Marianne's better than ginger. Wow. Beers for Days says thank you, Wish Santa, for doing a digital review. Yeah, thank you, Wish Santa. And then Jamie goes on to say Redbeard should try chocolate sometime. He would probably like it.
Thank you for that suggestion.
I feel it would make him a little too hyper, to be honest.
Yeah, it's already a dodgy proposition when his sugar levels are normal. So I don't know if we want to, test the waters there. That's about it.
I'm going to celebrate Paul in the chat by drinking some malt liquor.
Oh, there we go.
Are you saying Paul's a low class individual that would drink malt liquor? You're thinking of Jamie, really.
I feel there's more. Right. I feel there's more than one plate. I feel there's room for more than one low class individual in our group of misfits and no good nicks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How low can you go there, Greg? Jesus.
Pretty low.
Alrighty. So
I can go so low I'll look like Nick.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
You're
that's a
welcome,
stretch,
Dan.
Greg.
You're welcome.
All right. So let's circle back around, and I guess we have to go back to Greg and say, of all the beers you heard here tonight, what would you rather have had, or like to have had?
I like the Grinch, so I would like to go for Nick's beer because I want to drink. I want to taste the Grinch.
Jesus. Okay then.
Get some of that Grinch dick in your mouth.
Wow.
Shriveled old.
I thought it was going to be full of pines
Hey,
and
Greg,
bitterness, but
he'll warm it up so it grows 6 times that day.
A boner joke.
Whoa.
I got it. Yeah.
All right. So thank you, Greg. All right, so let's go over to Lady Lee. Lee, of all the beers,
I'm
you
sorry.
heard yours,
I was slightly interested in yours, Nick, but then you mentioned the orange, and I cannot stand chocolate orange. I
didn't choose the other one.
I got sick off of the orange chocolate when I was a kid, so now I just cannot even look at it. So, or it was like the same night I got like a food poisoning or something. But anyways, it's been ruined for me. Aversion therapy for sure. So most of the ones that everyone has, other than Carrie and Greg, are pretty much beers that I don't enjoy. Because they're all stouts and porters and all that fun stuff. So I am going to say, I'm gonna say Carrie's because I'm sorry. I'm on the
thank
whole.
you for your opinion, Lady Lee.
I know I'm a woman, but I really like Belgians, and that one. I had a Christmas one last week, so I'm just curious. Or Christmas one a couple weeks ago, so I'm curious how that compares.
Nice. All right, so that's 1 vote for me and 1 vote for Carrie. Let's switch. Thank you, Lady Lee. Let's go over to Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Nick.
It's been a long while since I've had a Doppelbock, and I really like Doppelbocks, so I'm going to have to go with Greg's.
Ooh, and at 14%, you're really doing yourself a favor on that one.
I mean, my whole life has been me not doing myself favors, so there's going to be no change.
It's Christmas time. There's always miracles somewhere.
I guess.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lee. Let's go over to Mr. Dan and say, Mr. Dan, what? Thank you, Dan. What beer would you thankfully like to have tried?
Well, I'm thankful that I've actually got some great beers in front of me that I get to choose from. But I'm gonna have to go with Lee's because I'm thankful. I really do enjoy some adjuncts in my beers, and raspberry actually kind of sounds interesting, even though it's a little muted. But I still would try it because I like my raspberry in beer.
Oh, well, you know what, Dan? You're welcome.
Well, again, thank you, and happy holidays, Julie.
Thank you.
How nice.
All right. Thank you, Dan. I guess it's we don't have anything from Digital Beard, so I guess I'm gonna have to cast a tiebreaker because there's 4 different beers with 4 different votes.
Or just
Hold on.
Or just completely throw a wrench in the plan and vote for mine, and then it's a 5-way tie.
How is that
Because I voted for Carrie.
Nick, always vote for the 5-way.
What did you have? 5-way? No, because I want to try Greg's. I missed that beer.
There you go.
Sandwich Claus Classic. I want that fucking Doppelbock at some point. That would be awesome. I know it's the LCBO shelf turd, but I remember the first time I had that, and I was fucking blown away by it. And the fact that it tasted good for 14% ABV. It was pretty cool stuff that I would hope that any liquor would bring in someday, but they don't have the fucking class, unfortunately. So I hope somebody over there is listening because, listen, you want some class? Bring this fucking beer in. It's not fucking
class.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Yeah, send that beer to PEI right away.
So Nicholas,
all kidding aside, What?
Yeah, so Nicholas, the question was asked much earlier, and thank you, Dan, for asking that question in the chat. By the
Before
way,
he
Lee,
came started
you're
the chat.
welcome.
Definitely not in the chat at the point. So can we talk about what next week's beer is? Well, as long as everything goes well, we're gonna do this next week. So it's another Muskoka beer. We're gonna do the Nanaimo Bar.
I have that one.
The Nanaimo Bar Imperial Porter, 9% ABV.
Yay!
We'll do that next week as our last beer of the year.
And if I
So-
come in here, I'm throwing a wrench into it because it's not going to be Muskoka.
Yeah, because this is actually a collaboration beer between Muskoka and Vancouver Island Brewing. So Dan has the Vancouver Island version. So he is allowed to come with that beer.
That's very cool.
So
Yeah.
that said, Jamie, if you're watching and you want to come into next week's episode, go look for the beer that Dan has.
Find
Maybe
it
they have
at
Muskoka.
Sherbrooke. Not that I'm trying to pimp out Sherbrooke, but just find it at Sherbrooke. They'll probably have it there.
so also comments here. So Jamie's basically saying in response to the malt liquor comment, more X's on the can, the better the beer.
You know, damn right.
We have someone called Tanya Azved, I guess. Azved. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name there, Tanya. It's a thing I do. But hello. She says hi. We'd say hello. And a bunch of people said hello to her. And then Jamie says he picks 3 X's. So
Wait, you missed Dan.
Well,
Yes,
Dan
okay.
asked the question.
No.
Yeah, how many X's are in there? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Dan.
That's okay. Thank you for recognizing.
You're welcome. Yeah, there we go. That's the comments.
All right. Yeah, and I do hope that this shows up in like Ontario at some point so we can do that. And Nova Scotia. Imagine
have
it
that-
probably will.
I have that other beer, the winter beard.
Oh, the facts?
The
No,
winter
the
beer-
winter-
Yeah, the
the-
winter
the-
beard latte.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I'm planning to do that in January at some point.
Perfect.
And they also got that facts. Like, I think the original intent for doing it for January was to do Hobo January or something like that. We're gonna do
I
like
have-
high ABV beers.
I have a Fax in the fridge and I have a Crest in the fridge.
Yeah, we have to
Ooh.
go. Well, I can't get Crest here, but I can get
Jesus.
facts here. We could probably do like a facts.
malt
We're gonna do
liquor
a malt liquor
special.
BYOB.
Yeah, it'll be just a bunch of bums coming around the campfire with different high alcohol beers.
Can we? Oh my God! Could we do like an ABV one again? But it has to be like dirty.
ABV.
Like
Sure.
Dirty.
It'd be the malt
Like-
liquor challenge. What's the highest, dirtiest high ABV beer?
It has
highest
to be-
ABV shit malt liquor beer. you
O-
can
I'm
get.
out.
over
I'm
over
out.
10 over 10% less than $3.
I'm
Can we
out.
do that?
I'm out because that's
Mm.
Minhouse right there, and I'm out.
Dan,
No.
for you, we'll make an exception that you.
Okay,
can
well,
get,
less than $5
something
outside
that's not
Ontario.
Minhouse.
Yeah, let's not put a
Let's not be that desperate.
let's not put the 10% thing on it. Let's just put high ABV beers that are basically cheap shitty beers.
Yeah, well,
That's
Well,
much
that gives
more.
me a lot more because Alberta's
Yeah.
got a lot of cheap, shitty beers here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like cheap beer. Like I found one.
I feel like-
and I don't know if it's gonna be the one I'll bring tonight, but I bought a can of Atlas, which is like an Indian-made 12% ABV malt liquor.
Mm.
Oh damn!
For some reason, they sell in the MD liquor store. So maybe.
I feel like we should like aim for 8% or higher.
That
Not
sounds like a
saying-
good thing.
I'm not
yeah.
saying like you have to. Like if it's something under, if you can't.
I would
find
say
anything
like
else, it's fine.
starting point would be triple X, Molson triple X, so 7.3.
Oh god!
Let's just say 7 or higher.
Wildcats. I see
Yeah,
a wildcat.
It
in
has
my
to be a heavy
future.
lager, heavy.
Okay, well everyone knows
Like
what
an
I
ice-
have.
like
so.
a dry ice beer or something like that. So
Oh.
let your imagination run wild. Who's gonna be Michael Ironsides on this video and have the maximum ice from Labatt?
Oh,
Who's gonna go to Quebec and get the 10%, 10.1 dry or Labatt?
I don't have to go to
I
Quebec.
have-
I live in Alberta.
I'm talking about you, Dan.
I
Oh, I'm
have
sorry.
Crest. I'm gonna pick Crest, and that is one I have because I bought it because we said we're reviewing it, and I guess that's when I'm going to be reviewing it. So
There
that
you
is
go.
mine.
All right. Okay, there you go. That
So
works.
we should go out like we always go out, Nick, playing our outro song.
Penis?
Sandy Claus.
I haven't seen Lee dance that much ever.
All right, folks. That's awesome. All right. Have a good night, folks. Cheers.
Merry
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas.
whatever Christmas holiday. Gotta go.
Yes.